Less than 24 hours from the full moon. Tide is going to be running strong, but not that bad. 40 degrees, just past 9. We're late today, Rex. We're late. Gorgeous Monday. We get some blue sky. Pretty good wind coming in from the west-northwest. And wind is pretty much the story here. Let's try and make a run for it. See if we can get shelter from the Alberta spruce. Yeah, this should work. Wind is air moving from high to low pressure. But we're surrounded here in the northeast with low pressure, and there's a high pressure system in central Canada. It's not a really easy thing to explain, but it is day 15 in a row with snow backing in from the northeast. In Maine, the snow is moving toward the southwest. And in Pennsylvania and New York, the snow is moving towards the east-southeast. And it's going to miss Boston. Beautiful day here today. Got the flag situation taken care of. The wind's going to come around more from the north during this afternoon. We have that streak of days with snow in New England. Somewhere in New England. Yesterday, Jay and Mount Mansfield picked up 1 to 2 inches. Last night, it was like a blizzard trying to get home from the weather office at Caribou. That's the snow we had last Thursday blowing around. The storm they had last Thursday was over Cape Cod Thursday morning, went out into the Atlantic Ocean, took a left, then took another left and got lost, and now it's back in Labrador with an upside-down warm front and backwards cold front. I've been talking about this a lot, the backdoor warm front, just because it's such a spectacle. What do I mean? I mean, well, normally the warm air comes at us from the west or south. This is warmer air coming at us from the north and east, and you can see it on the temperature map there, where it's warmer in parts of Labrador than it is in parts of New York and Pennsylvania, all the way down really into West Virginia. Elkins this morning at 30. But that's going to kind of fade and wash out, and we're going to not really get that warm from the north. There's going to be some new colder air feeding in there. That colder air that we saw in Quebec is going to feed in Ontario, is going to feed in. So ultimately, the north wind is going to bring warmer air and then colder air over the next several days. We're starting a new streak with wind from the north here in much of New England for today, tomorrow, the next day, Wednesday, Thursday. And this little system that's going off to our south today is no big deal. It did look like it was going to clip Connecticut. Now it does not look like it's going to clip Connecticut. So we get some accumulating snow in parts of Maine, it looks like, and that blowing snow with the wind gusting past 40 miles an hour. So winter weather advisory in Maine. Otherwise, the storms in California, all they could be. This viral video from yesterday trying to escape the Tahoe area. I'm not sure what road, but the person operating the Wrangler certainly gave all us Jeep people a bad name yesterday. Everyone's like, you need chains and snow tires regardless. I'm a little bit concerned because we have a flight to Reno in a few days. It looks like the snow level is going to go up in the west. The system that came in yesterday, breaking into pieces. One part goes south of us tonight. And then what are we going to do with that weekend situation? So this blocking pattern that caused that storm to go in circles out over the Atlantic, it looks like the blocking pattern's still going to be here over the weekend. So low pressure comes up into Pennsylvania and New York and kind of redevelops south of New England and may try and escape south. I mean, something's going to happen. The GFS had a warm storm going into Ontario, so the Euro's kind of winning in that department. The Euro goes out 10 days, showing another perhaps more potent system coming in maybe Monday night and Tuesday. So once that weather gets here on Saturday, it may try and stick around. We may end up with what appears to be a multi-day nor'easter starting about Saturday or so, maybe culminating with the strongest part of it next Tuesday or Wednesday. Now we're talking, 8-9 days, so not a lot of value to an 8-9 day forecast. I think we may have some surprises with some snow showers headed south, but overall it looks like a fairly quiet week with no real diminishing of the snowpack in northern New England, no real reduction. And here in southern New England, probably this is the brightest day we're going to have this week. And the clouds come in tomorrow, and it's a fairly gray week. But we're liking it. T-Rex, you happy with that forecast? He likes it. You can feel the sun, even though it's kind of a chilly morning. Just the angle of the sun so high. Oh yeah, and the moon, the full moon. Grabbed a couple of glimpses of it last night off the cams when I woke up in the middle of the night. But the moon is full tonight. And it's the worm moon. My worms are doing fine, thank you. And then the new moon on the 20th and 21st. Long-range guidance says we may be in for something then, too, around the vernal equinox. All right. I'll leave you with a couple of the highlights from yesterday. Out the door. 5 o'clock. Hey, you're not T-Rex. Where are you going? Doesn't exactly charge out the door, does he? Steve, how do you like it? Anyhow, the sky just cleared. It's been cloudy all day. Drier air from the northwest. And new flag. And almost full moon. It's the worm moon in March. Steve, you want to check out the worm farm? It's over here. Alright, so this is totally random. I did not plan this. Let's just see if we can find a worm on the first try. Ah. Yep, right there. That was impromptu. Steve, are you impressed? He's impressed that the sun's still up after 5 o'clock. It's a worm moon cloud. Yeah, I planned that. Don't often see lights on a pussy willow tree. Celebration of the new flag.